Hello, my beautiful, lovely people. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you like and subscribe, all those beautiful things. It helps kind of get the algorithm going for this channel to get a better spread to other people. So today we are going to be talking about whether or not this relationship is worth waiting for. Now this is definitely a romantic reading. And when we talk about waiting, we're not talking about actually just sitting around and twiddling our thumbs. We're talking about maybe deciding not to commit to other romantic relationships so that this one can eventually arise and come together as it should. Um, yeah, so we have three groups as we always do. This first group is going to be the Tarot de Marseilles. Marseille, I don't know. The second group is going to be the Everyday Witch Tarot. And then our third group is going to be the Modern Love Tarot with a gold embalming. I don't know. So take your time, take a breath. There's no rush here. And allow yourself to choose the pile that you connect to the most. And the scrubbing information will be in the description box below. Cool. See you in a second. Hi, Group 1. If you chose the Tarot de Marseille, you are at the right reading, and welcome. So let's just get this started. Is this relationship worth waiting for is the overall question. Let's get a couple of cards about what the situation looks like in the first place. One more. One more for me, please. It already feels like this relationship has, with the Nine of Cups, brought a lot of independence to you, in a sense that it kind of made you realize that there are more things to life than just this relationship or just love. And I think in a lot of ways it has kind of allowed you that sense of independence that you needed in the first place. I'm only going to take one. It kind of allowed you that sense of independence in the first place away from the relationship. You have Six of Cups too. It makes me feel like this connection was very easy to kind of easy to get off the ground. It felt like you kind of knew each other already. Possibly you already knew each other in high school. I don't know why I said high school. That might be very specific. But childhood, this could be something that has grown from that kind of relationship where you have known each other for a very long time. And even if that's not the case, it kind of, the connection between each other brought about a childlike sense. I think in a lot of ways with this Ten of Wands right in the middle, it's kind of like, even though there's all these kind of good things happening with this relationship and all this really good connection, in a lot of ways it felt like a burden and it felt like a heavy weight on someone's side. It felt like something that was hard to carry, maybe because the other person was carrying a little bit too much otherwise. More like maybe other relationships, especially if this is something where you've known each other for such a long time. It could very well be that, you know, it took a while to kind of get into a romantic situation. And this person might already have other connections and they're kind of finding it hard to let those go, but also there's all this weight of life as well that I'm feeling. Yeah, this weight of having a job and having to pay rent and bills and even just keep up with regular friendship kind of connections. You have the Seven of Cups coming out in reverse. It makes me feel like after this connection kind of after some time, I feel like this person has realized that this connection is one of their only options, to be quite frank. And it's not that other things aren't happening for them, but it feels like they are running out of options. That's the exact wording. It feels like they're running out of options. Like they're trying to make commitments in other spaces and see how it works, and it just doesn't click, or it doesn't feel the same, and that's really difficult for this person. I feel like with this relationship, it started and then it stopped. You know what I mean? You have the Six of Cups as well, kind of like if you have known each other for a long time, it was like the romantic feelings came, and then all of a sudden it was like, boop, just oops, that never happened. We're gonna just kind of plow over that, you know? Yeah. So let's get some more cards on. Let's do something similar that I did to my last reading. So let's get a couple for the side of what it would look like if you did wait. So let's get a yes. What would it look like if this person waited? And I will be clarifying all these cards with a little bit more tarot, just to get a deeper sense of what is really happening here. Let's get one more for this yes side. What would it look like if this person waited? And what would it look like on this side if this person decided not to wait? You got that all in one, and I'm actually going to take it this time. Usually I don't take them when they're that fast, but for some reason I'm going to. I feel like if you do wait, this is the yes side, and this is the if you don't wait side. So with this side, I feel like it would be difficult with the Five of Wands coming out. I feel like it'd be kind of like almost a daily challenge, really, to allow yourself to really commit to waiting for this person. With the Four of Cups, it kind of just feels like there's a lot of sitting and a lot of sorrow for oneself, just because this couldn't happen, or just because it's not happening. You do have a lot of cups coming out, so it really feels like this is a very deep emotional connection with this person. Again, with this Four of Cups, it really feels like the biggest feeling I'm getting with it is feeling sorry for yourself and feeling sorry that things couldn't work out. It's not exactly looking like you should, honestly. With the Queen of Cups coming out as well, it's kind of like, yes, it feels like it would bring a lot of emotional maturity for yourself to wait and all of those kinds of things, but it feels like it'd be much more challenging than anything, you know? Yeah. So you have the Hermit on this side, you have the King of Swords in reverse on this side, and then you have the Three of Cups in reverse on this side. It feels like if you didn't make this connection, it would be easier to allow yourself to kind of step away and move forward into something different. But it also feels like this connection might not come back together because of that. It feels like a reunion would be a little bit less possible. And it also feels like it would be harder to kind of dismantle those boundaries that have been created if you were to get into maybe another relationship or start seeing someone else. But it doesn't feel like it doesn't really feel like that would happen either way. It feels like it would kind of be like a solo journey and just learning more about your own direction and your own life path within all of this. Yeah. Let's clarify so that I can get some more. Let's get some Six of Cups. I'm gonna take those. Let's get some clarity for the Seven of Cups in reverse. Take that one. For the Ace of Wands. You've got a lot of Kings coming out in reverse, so it feels like if this person would be a king in your kind of dynamic or more of a masculine energy. This person just doesn't feel stable in a lot of their own self. And I think that's a huge thing of what is stopping this connection. It doesn't feel like this person is truly connected and moving through their passions. It doesn't feel like this person is truly connected to their emotions and allowing themselves to be vulnerable in a lot of spaces. This could be you as well. It also feels like with the King of Swords in reverse as well, there's not a lot of it feels like a lot of self-esteem issues even, but also just kind of getting in their own head about whether or not this connection could work, but also maybe even a little bit manipulative with the King of Swords and the King of Cups both coming out in reverse. Yeah, with this Six of Cups and the King of Wands in reverse on top of it, it kind of feels like this person feels like they should have been in a better space when they met you, especially within their own creative self, if that's kind of like what they do, or it feels like kind of what they do. They feel like they should have been more established in that, and that's not really happening. Also, again, self-esteem issues here. It feels like this person has a hard time finding their own connection to themselves, you know. And with Justice in reverse, it also again just feels like it was bad timing, and it feels like this connection could balance itself out, and it should have balanced itself out, but it didn't. Especially with all these burdens that this person is carrying. I mean, I don't know how they expected things to work out if they were carrying all this weight as well. And again, with the justice kind of, with the justice coming out, it has the scales. It's like this person is really having to be nitpicky about what they're continuing to move forward in and what they're kind of learning to let go of in these other connections as well. I knew for some reason this Eight of Cups would come out. I think with the Seven of Cups in reverse and then the Eight of Cups right on top of it, even though this person feels like there's a lot of choices, that a lot of their choices are they are losing a lot of their choices in a lot of different situations. They're continuing to walk away from this connection because in a lot of spaces of themselves, they feel like they should be way more established with who they are and what they're doing, but they're not, and I think that is really stopping them from moving forward. You have the Queen of Cups here too. It feels like this queen is ready to be emotionally available and open and receptive to whatever this person brings, but because this person doesn't feel that stability in themselves, they just don't want to come to the table if they don't have anything to bring to it. You have Temperance as well in reverse. It feels like this person has been trying their hardest to kind of get a handle on the things that they should be letting go of. And also it feels like this person is needing to take time to kind of fill up their own reserves, but it's been a little bit difficult for them. I think possibly some dependency issues could be at hand here. And this could be like using alcohol or drugs, or even just relationships, to kind of disconnect from the emotions rather than allowing themselves to really feel it. Again, King of Cups in reverse. There's a lot of disconnect from their own emotions rather than allowing themselves to truly open up to the miracles that the universe wants to give them within this relationship, you know? It feels like this person has a lot of work that they need to do before there's any kind of movement towards you. Let's get the Five of Wands. I think at your highest self, you know that waiting for this connection is not the best idea. I think you already know as well that I think you know as well that there's a almost telepathic kind of connection here as well, where the energies can just be felt even if you aren't near each other. And I think in a lot of ways that can be enough for a long time. Yeah. Four of Cups. Yeah, more just kind of a high anxiety, not really being able to keep your mind clear because you're wondering if this connection is going to be coming back, if you're just kind of waiting for it, you know? I think in a lot of spaces, Spirit will usually tell people to not wait for these relationships. Just because Spirit understands that life has to move on. And I think this Queen of Cups is looking completely away from the whole reading, you know? So it's kind of a sign to me of allowing yourself to realize that there are so many other things that you can emotionally invest into rather than sitting and waiting for this person to do anything, really. So if you don't allow yourself to make if you don't just sit around and wait for this, what is this, 7? 7. It feels like at the moment, because you're allowing yourself to really hold on to this and what it is, there's no real give and take between the relationships that you do have. And this goes like beyond romantic. This feels more like familial and friends and things like that. And also, you know, the give and take that happens within work relations and all those kinds of things. It feels like there's a lot of taking away from what is happening in the present, and I think the Hermit is also here to remind you to kind of allow yourself to focus on what is right in front of you and be able to kind of light up that path that is right there, rather than focusing on something that is kind of taking away from everything else. That's 7 of Pentacles. I don't know why I said 6. I feel like whatever came through, honestly. This is 10. 10. It feels like if you allow yourself to disconnect from this situation, you kind of would be able to get a handle on finances and possibly even something that is more like a long-term work situation. And with the King of Swords coming out in reverse as well, it's like it's like this relationship has kind of allowed you to think that those things can't happen for you. And it's kind of learning to clear those ideas rather than allow yourself to hold on to them. So you have the Magician coming out in reverse. This is that kind of wanting a reconnection to happen and not thinking about much else. Allowing yourself to just sit around and really think about this connection happening again. And I think it would just make it harder the longer you don't wait, or the longer you allow yourself to commit to other things, because you might even find that other relationships are treating you better, or other people are kind of treating you better. With the Magician in reverse, it's kind of feeling like this person would want to come back and show you who they have become, but there's not much actual change or shifting that I see, especially with the Magician coming out in reverse. The Magician is already kind of tricky in the first place. And it feels like if they were to try to come back and reconcile things, you would be able to kind of see through any BS that they give you, you know? So let's get some other cards just to kind of get a handle on other things that could possibly be at play. Someone could have kids in this situation. You have children here. And that could be that Ten of Wands. That could be that heavy weight for this person. But also someone could be acting like a child, and that's also what I'm getting here. Someone, especially with the King of Cups coming out in reverse, someone could very well be acting very childish within all of this, and I think that kind of is a flag for you to kind of realize to maybe not continue to connect with this. We have heart-to-heart conversations, honestly discuss your feelings with each other. I think if that hasn't happened in a while, kind of where both of you stand, I think that could be really helpful at a point like this. I don't feel like you are in contact at the moment, and that's kind of why this reading is happening, because this is more of a no contact kind of connection. I don't think anything else wants to come out of this. I think it is difficult to be able to talk to this person, and I think that is, again, another reason to kind of show you why this connection isn't something that you should be kind of investing in. I think if you allow yourself to honestly speak about how you're feeling within this relationship, and this person doesn't take it very well, it's, again, just a sign of... it's a sign of it's a sign of whether or not you should continue to really invest yourself into this, or if this person is really actually worth your time. So we have sunglasses, watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. That's that Ten of Wands kind of focusing out. I think this person has a lot on their mind already, but with this King of Swords coming out in reverse, they are the expert gaslighters. They are very good at kind of running around subjects and making you think you're in the wrong within these situations. And these sunglasses kind of, because the eyes hold the truth of the soul, or what a person's real intent is, and it's true in a lot of ways. You can see what a person is really feeling when you look in their eyes. And these sunglasses allow this person to kind of have that blockage from you, so that you don't actually see how deep this is for them, you know? Addiction, like I talked about with Temperance, kind of Very lightly I touched on it. Codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, restraint. I think in a lot of ways this person has shown kind of possibly a possessiveness towards you, but I think it comes out in a way of very distant and wanting you to not talk to anybody, but they're not giving you any kind of anything to hold on to in the first place. I think this person can also come off as obsessive in a lot of ways of what you're doing, and this watching and this stalking kind of thing that also came out. This person is kind of just really keeping tabs on you and not doing any actual self-work towards the bettering of themselves, so that if if things were to get back together with the both of you, it could work. Girl talk, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. And the t-shirt on this says yes. Which is funny. She's wearing a little t-shirt and it says yes on it. And I think Spirit is kind of saying yes. Allow yourself to disconnect from what this is and allow yourself to reconnect with the people who show you love in these your other relationships, and the ones who are showing you kindness. And again, enjoy your time being single. Enjoy your time living your own life. That's what all this is really about, you know. Let's get a couple more. I think that's it. I know I messed everything up. I feel like this person has a lot of guilt of where they left the connection. And I feel like this person realizes that they have really shown their true colors in a lot of these things. And I think they would like to make those amends, but I don't think that's exactly easy for them, especially with justice coming out in reverse. I don't think it would be easy or something that's going to be fixed anytime soon. I am afraid to contact you. Boom. And that's that King of Swords in reverse. There's not a lot of communication here, and this person fears what the outcome would be between you two if they really decided to kind of have this heart-to-heart conversation with you. I love you unconditionally. There might be a lot of feelings here. I mean, there's a lot of cups here. And I feel like this person has a lot of feelings, and I feel like you have a lot of feelings too. But feelings don't make the whole relationship, and just because a person loves you doesn't mean they're actually ready to be able to commit to you or show you that they're going to treat you in the proper way, or in a not be a selfish partner or things like that, you know. Let's get one last step. Okay, let's get one last card for my group one. Just one, please. Just one last card for my group one. And we got 3. Remain positive. Ask others for help. That's that girl talk as well. And if you believe. I think this if you believe kind of really speaks to me more in if you believe in yourself and you believe in your capability to be able to move out of this relationship, it can happen for you, and you can find growth within yourself and whatever you want to be doing rather than focusing on this. And then remain positive as well. I feel like it's easy sometimes when these relationships don't work out to kind of, 4 of Cups, feel sad and feel sorrow for ourselves. And that all has a place, but if you allow it to be all-consuming rather than remaining positive when you can, or allowing yourself to see the opposite side of the situation. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that sentence. Ask for help from others. Again, that girl talk, you know. And enjoying your time being single. I think that's also really being a really big thing that kind of stuck with me. Ask for help from others. There are people in your life that see this connection and don't want you being so committed to it, you know. So let yourself disconnect and reconnect with people that are actually going to care for you and treat you like a human being, you know. Okay, group one, I hope this was helpful. If you want to like and subscribe and all of those things, I'd love it if you did. Thanks so much. Bye. Hello, my lovely group two. If this was your deck that you chose, the Everyday Witch Tarot, I might have said it wrong in the introduction, but this is your group. Welcome, glad to have you. Let's get this going. So for the last group, I was able to pull what is happening within the situation. We also got what would happen if you did choose to stay and wait, and what would happen if you did not choose to stay and wait. So let's get a view for what the situation is looking like. Let's get a view for what the situation is looking like. Lots of swords here. You might not be in communication and this person wants to make that happen for you. I will take these two. Let's just move everything over a little bit. These cards love to spin around and it really frustrates me sometimes. I think with this Ten of Pentacles coming out in reverse, it very much feels like this connection could have gone so much further, but it hasn't. And this person felt like this could have been something very long-term, and that also did not happen. With the Five of Cups in reverse, it feels like this person has seen a lot of sad days after this, or have allowed themselves kind of the grieving process and have moved past the actual sadness of this situation and are kind of coming onto what feels like better days out of this. You have Justice too. This person is wanting to make better of whatever the situation is. And this Page of Swords and this Knight of Swords, it's kind of like they're revealing their own truths about this. They're beginning to reveal their own truths, not only about themselves, but about this situation. And they're also wanting to kind of charge forward and make this movement. But I think also this kind of speaks to kind of how things might have fallen. Maybe just kind of miscommunication in the first place, and you know, maybe some lies as well. That happens. People tend to lie about their situations or make white lies about things that aren't necessarily really important. With this Ace of Wands, it really does feel like this person is finally receiving the opportunity from Spirit to kind of make that first move towards you, or make that first passionate move towards something. But if they decide to take it or not is up to them, you know. I don't think this very much told me about what happened between the both of you, but it mainly feels like what is currently happening with this person. Maybe not you, maybe it is you, but so let's get a what would it look like if this person decided to wait for this connection? What would it look like if this person decided to wait for this connection? Come out. Getting a lot of cards here. And what would it look like if this person decided to not wait for this connection? Okay, it feels like waiting would actually not be the worst idea here. You have judgment, so it feels like um, a lot of things are coming to light within the situation, more of like you finding out things that were unknown in the first place, but it also feels like there's a higher calling to you or to this person about this connection. Page of Wands too, it's kind of like this person is, you know, they're wanting to start to make these moves. It's like this Ace of Wands is kind of, you know, spirit giving them this opportunity, and then this Page of Wands, this person is receiving said opportunity and finally starting to make those steps, even if they are just small steps. With the King of Wands coming out in reverse, I mean, there's Page of Wands here, so you kind of have to be realistic about whether this person can really offer you everything you want in a sense of passion or those kinds of commitments. But I feel like this person is very otherwise doing okay for themselves financially, and also just within their own body as well. They feel very comfortable within themselves and what they do. And I think maybe that's why this connection has kind of flopped before, just because this person is not exactly good at making those more intense decisions in their life. So them kind of, I think this King of Wands is kind of them wanting to make the movements towards a king, you know? You have the Star in reverse, and then you have the Page of Cups in reverse on the not waiting for this. And to me, that really talks about, I usually don't read it like this, but it feels like a fulfillment of a wish not happening. And it also feels like it would be harder to really treat yourself gently, because it might feel like you've made the wrong decision, because also the Page of Cups as well in reverse, it feels like it would be a missed opportunity of someone kind of making those love offers and making those emotional offers towards you. Seven of Cups as well coming out, it kind of feels like it would be difficult to make any other decisions after that, because it feels like, well, now I have all these different options, and I feel like a lot of those options aren't actually the best ones for you either, you know? Very interesting, because the last group was not like this at all. Let's see. I'm going to get some more clarification. These cards are really wanting to talk. Let's get clarification for Justice, please. Actually, let's get clarification for the Five of Cups. Let's see if Anything else is in there for the Five of Cups? I think it's, with the Three of Cups coming out in reverse, it's been hard to make a reunion here, but with the Magician coming out, they're understanding that fate is in their own hands, and if they can understand that they have the tools to make the moves, that they can. But I think they also fear that a reunion isn't possible at the moment between the both of you. I think there's a lot of things that maybe need to be fixed between you. It doesn't mean necessarily that you wouldn't be ready or the other person wouldn't be ready to make the reunion, but it's that fear that's there, rather. That's like what I'm feeling. Let's get for the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands, please. Seven of Pentacles coming out. I feel like this person is willing to be patient for whatever is supposed to happen, even though this Knight of Swords is very much them wanting to kind of, I think they want to come in and make their ground, make their peace with the situation, and then kind of wait for things to unfold. You have the World as well. This person is wanting to kind of make closure with whatever happened between both of you. Let's get this Ten of Pentacles in reverse. I think with the World coming out, yeah, they're definitely wanting to kind of like close some unfinished business between the both of you, especially with the Knight of Swords. That's very much a news deliverer, so this person wants to make that interaction with you. I think with Death coming out, this person had to really had to let something else go. And maybe even had to let the idea of what was supposed to happen here go so that this relationship could come to fruition for them. Let's get Page of Wands. Ooh, it's a lot. Two of Swords coming out in reverse. It feels like this person is maybe still a little bit indecisive about what to do. But I think they're kind of coming out of that land of indecision and allowing themselves to kind of see the truth of the situation and see that they have the ability to make the shift if they really wanted to. Let's get Judgment. Judgment. Two of Pentacles as well. There's still kind of a toss-up happening. Knight of Pentacles too. With Judgment as well, kind of like they're hearing these calls and they know that they're supposed to be making these movements, but the actual direction or the pace that it's supposed to happen is, I think, is what is unsure for them. Yeah, King of Wands coming out. I think before they decided that walking away from this situation was easier, and they're coming to realize, of course, that this was something that kind of put out their flames, you know? But then you have the Hierophant coming out as well. I think this person really wants a higher commitment with you. I'm sorry, there's screaming going on outside and it's a little hard to focus. I think it's I think they're wanting to make this commitment with you at this point now, even if they don't necessarily feel like they're in all of their fire or all of their passions. Let's get the Star. I think this is one of the first times where the Hermit actually feels very solemn, and it feels like if you decided to walk away from this relationship and not hold on, that it would kind of just lead to more directional challenges for you. and kind of a little bit more confusion on your own part of whether or not you took the right direction in the first place. Page of Cups, please. Page of Cups. I feel like with the Hanged One coming out, this would just kind of leave you in a very indecisive nature. Five of Pentacles as well, kind of feeling out in the cold, and like there aren't any other options, kind of, or just moving through things and not feeling at the best of not feeling at the best of what this connection could have been. King of Cups definitely feels like kind of missing out on that person who was kind of learning to be ready, and learning to be emotionally open and available for you to kind of, it feels like, yeah, it feels like you would leave and you would have all these different kind of options, and then it would kind of become clear that this was something that you missed out on, that this was the cup that you were looking for in the first place. Let's get a couple from this deck. True love. This is a romance of a lifetime. I think this is something that is a real, actual connection that is worth waiting for. I don't think this is, again, like I talked about at the beginning of the video, this is not something you just sit around and twiddle your thumbs waiting for, but this is rather something that, if you continue to live your life and allow yourself to be open to this connection coming back, that this could be something that's really important and the love of a lifetime, Let's get one more from here. Wow, that is a lot. I think I'm just going to take the one that I see, because everything else fell under the table. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So if you are feeling guided to make a different shift in this and not wait for this, then do that. And Spirit is telling you to not, just trust me. But also listen to your intuition and what your intuition is trying to tell you within all of this. But also if you are feeling drawn to this connection and it feels like this is something that you don't want to let go, and with the Two of Pentacles as well, kind of feeling a little wishy-washy or not sure of whether or not you really should commit to this, just listen to what feels best. This came out for the last group too, Girl Talk. Ooh. Time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. And this is, again, what I just kind of talked about. We don't want to sit around and truly just stick our thumb in our butt and wait until something happens. Like, that's not how all of this happens. Spirit wants us to enjoy our lives and live our lives and enjoy being single while we can. And, if things will fall into place if they are meant to fall into place. Abundance. Keep a positive mindset. Manifest exactly what you want. Gratitude and bliss. I think Spirit is asking you to be very specific about what you want out of this situation. So either take a yes or take a no. And don't allow there to be any kind of liminal space in this. And, even if it is a yes, allow yourself to be positive that this person will show up if they're supposed to show up, all those kinds of positive affirmations. This heartbroken doesn't feel like you, but rather it feels like what this person has gone through. I mean, it could also be you, but deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, mourning. Definitely feels like this person feels like they lost something and is kind of learning to move through this broken heart that they have. So let's get 3 from this deck. Please, Spirit, 3 from this deck. I wish I had treated you better. And maybe that's all these swords coming out as well. They could very well have not been the best at either communicating or maybe weren't exactly the friendliest at times. And again, like we talked about, lies come out sometimes and people don't intend for them to happen, but they do. And I think all in all, this person really just wished they had taken the time to give you what you actually needed. And I think they want to come back and be able to do that, but they wish they could have done it in the first place. I don't react when people mention you. And I think it's very difficult for this person to sit around and, you know, maybe if you're within friend groups or something like that, sit around and listen to what people have to say about you, or any of those kinds of things. I think they just don't want to show any lenience towards either side of feeling some kind of way about you. Because it's just difficult for them to even think about it in the first place. I remember every detail of that day. So this could be the day that you met. This could be the day that, I think it's the day that feels the most important to you, or the both of you. Or one of those moments where it felt like it was really that moment of connection between the both of you. That's kind of what I'm getting here. Let's see if we can get one more. Trust. Yeah, I'm taking just that. Trust. Whatever decision you make in this, trust that the universe will bring this King of Cups, this person who is ready to treat you well and be emotionally available and be kind, and this King of Pentacles as well, this person who is fully established within themselves and within their money and doesn't have anything hiding in the bushes. You need to trust that the universe can bring this kind of love for you. And again, those positive affirmations. You need to trust that these beautiful things can happen and that they are meant for you. That's kind of that star in reverse. It's that disbelief of the wish fulfillment being able to happen. You need to have the trust and the faith that the wish fulfillment can happen in the first place. Okay, group 2, I hope this was helpful. If you want to like and subscribe or all of those beautiful things, I would love it if you did. Thanks so much. Bye. Hi, group 3. If you chose the Modern Love Tarot with this gold and red, very lovely. This is your group, so let's get to it. So today we are going to get a few cards on what the situation looks like. And then we're going to get a few cards on a yes, if you were to stay and wait for this situation to unfold, or if you were to leave. So let's get a couple cards on what the situation looks like, Spirit. What is that? The King of Swords. I feel like there is a lot of unspoken truths in this situation. It feels like maybe even someone has not even said how they feel in this situation. And I think you being so emotionally mature has kind of led this person to a space of feeling really insecure about themselves. With the Lovers coming up in reverse as well, it really feels like they know this connection should be stronger than it is, and it's not because of the way that they have interacted with this situation. With the Moon here as well, it kind of talks about the things that were left unsaid between the both of you before you left, and I think also the lack of communication that is happening at the moment as well. Eight of Swords kind of this person has put themselves in a prison of their own doing because they have let the situation get to this point where it just feels like there's not a lot of communication, or if the communication is happening, it's not the best or the easiest communication to maybe decipher, or maybe it's just things can get a little too wordy, or I think even sometimes some lies can come up and some mishaps. I think there's a lot of this person not wanting to reveal how deep these emotions are, and that's why this Lovers is coming out in reverse. And again, this Nine of Cups, it feels like someone here is so doing well for themselves and so emotionally connected that it makes the rest of this feel, that it makes this person feel as though they are not enough or they are not doing enough. And I don't think that is necessarily the healthiest way to handle this situation, to be quite frank with you. But in a lot of ways, with the Nine of Cups coming out as well, it's like they have this want for something greater to happen with this relationship, but it's not very, I don't think it's been very easy. So, let's get a if you were to wait for this connection. So we have the Empress coming out. We have the Chariot in reverse. And we have the Three of Swords in reverse. And then if this person was to not wait for this connection, if this person was not to wait for this connection, what would that look like, Spirit? One last one. I really do think your time is better spent elsewhere. And this doesn't even feel like maybe in the future kind of thing. This feels like, again, like I said, your time is better spent elsewhere with someone else doing other things. You have the Empress here, and so while this person might make you feel as though you are worth a lot, I think you already knew that, and I think you already were able to manifest what you need on a day-to-day basis, and you are able to kind of be the best you at all times, you know. With the Chariot in reverse, I don't see this person making any kind of movement anytime soon, or any kind of shift even in a direction of change from whatever this kind of emotional state is, where this person doesn't really feel connected to themselves at all. And I think that's just a big difference here. It's like one person feels so connected to themselves, and one person feels so grounded and very much in love with who they are and what they do, and then this other person is just so frustrated by life and has been so tucked away into their mind and tucked away into what hasn't happened for them and what hasn't come to fruition, and it has caused them to become even more stagnant. I think this person is still kind of mending themselves from heartbreak, or this could be you. kind of learning how to move through this heartbreak. And so again, I just don't see any kind of movement happening for this, especially with 3 coming out in reverse here. And I'm really drawn to talk about this 8 of Swords again, you know, because this person in this depiction, it's very specific. This person is caught in this cage, right? But then if you look at their necklace, there's a key on there, and the lock is right outside of said gate that is holding them in. So if this person ever decided to allow themselves to move out of this position that they're in, where they feel broken and disheartened, they very easily could, but they are choosing not to, and choosing to continue to stay within this mental prison that they have created for themselves. On the other hand, like, you have the Hierophant in reverse. Yes, maybe a higher connection or a connection that's meant to be deep here might not happen, but that doesn't really seem to matter because you have the Ace of Pentacles and then you have the Ace of Cups on either side. So it's like you would be able to plant new seeds into something new that would actually come into fruition, and this could be job, this could be work, but this could also be something that is a tangible relationship. And then you have Ace of Cups as well. You're kind of able to invest your emotions maybe into something else or someone else that is willing to receive said emotions in the first place. Let's get some clarification. Let's get clarification for the King of Swords, please. It's a lot. I'm not taking all of that. Please be precise. I'm just going to take that one, because that was 3, and I don't want to take a bunch of cards. What? I don't know how this ended up in here, but I will read that later. I feel like something else flipped in here. That was from the last group. Oh, I'm gonna have to really get down here. So on top of the King of Swords, you have this 5 of Cups. I'm gonna need some more for that. 8 of Swords, please. Because this is just kind of showing me that this person is feeling a lot of sorrow for whatever happened within this situation. They know that they can change they know that they have, because 5 of Cups usually has 3 cups spilling into a river and then 2 cups behind said person. And I think this person can realize whenever they really want to that they have 2 full cups waiting for them. But they are choosing not to, and they're choosing to continue to live within the sorrow. Can we get 8 of Swords, please? 8 of Swords. Five of Swords in reverse, and then the Hanged one. I feel like this person is going to continue to kind of... Sorry, as I get myself readjusted here. I feel like this person is going to continue being in a land of indecision for quite a while. And they're trying to flip their perspective on the situation, but it has not been easy. I feel like with the 5 of Swords, this person could have been possibly cheating. I feel like this person could have possibly even... it feels like marriage, even, like a wife and kids kind of thing. But also, you know, they could have been investing too much time into their work, and now they're realizing the selfishness of that, and they're trying to work through that, but it doesn't feel like there's enough... It doesn't feel like there's enough time here, you know what I mean? To kind of heal those wounds. It feels like you are already to move on, and this person is still kind of working through all that stuff. So for the Moon, you have the Magician in reverse. It feels like this person has all the tools to make the shift, but they, again, are choosing not to. And it feels like if they did come back, it would be very... I feel like with the moon as well, you would be able to kind of realize that this person has not moved or changed or anything like that. That there hasn't been any shifts in what they're doing, you know, or who they are. And that they still don't know how to truly get what they want out of life just yet. King of Wands, I feel like this person is having too much fun still, right on top of the Lovers. I feel like this person is kind of a player even, and doesn't want to kind of give up that lifestyle and isn't ready for that just yet. Two of Pentacles in reverse with the Nine of Cups. I think you have kind of stopped deciding. I think you have kind of stopped asking yourself whether or not to invest in this relationship. This Nine of Pentacles, you know. With this Nine of Cups and this Two of Pentacles in reverse. You've realized that you've made a lot of emotional progress without and within from this connection, you know? And the decision making has just kind of, there's not a need for it anymore, and it doesn't feel like you want to be doing that anymore. Four of Wands, this connection had a lot of depth, you know what I mean? This could even very well be a twin flame connection, in which I would also say definitely do not wait for this connection because those things just kind of unfold on their own time, you know? And if it is meant to happen, it will. But for right now, there's a lot leading into a direction of no for me, and to not wait. Let's get the Chariot, please. Seven of Swords. Again, this person is kind of just believing their own lies about themselves, making their own lies, and fulfilling them, you know, allowing them to come to fruition. And because of that, they're not able to take any direction towards anything, really. Let's get some for the Three of Swords, please. Page of Swords in reverse. This person is not going to be making any moves anytime soon. Six of Pentacles. I don't think this person plans on making... I don't think this person plans on trying to work things out between the both of you, or make things feel like there's a reciprocal give and take within the situation. Let's get some for the Ace of Pentacles, please. For the no, if they should not stay within this situation. The Fool in reverse, there's this fear of making the move, obviously. That's why you're kind of like watching this. There's this fear of moving forward because what if you miss out on a beautiful connection? But then you have Eight of Pentacles coming out as well. And this is the first time I see the Eight of Pentacles with an actual couple on it. Usually it talks about self-work and working on you, but I think this is kind of talking about working on possibly another relationship, or even allowing yourself to put in work into this relationship if you want to see it prosper, you know. But again, this is a card that really talks about pushing yourself into a better space. But with the Fool, it's kind of, it's been difficult for you to make those first moves. I think the Six of Cups goes here. Please for the Hierophant. For the Hierophant, please. I think you're beginning to let go of the idea that this connection can work. I'm not going to actually take this. I think you're beginning to let go of the grip that this relationship had you in the first place. I think it was very difficult for you to be able to move on from this, and I think now you're kind of realizing that there are other things that you can move on to outside of this relationship. With the Ace of Cups and the Six of Cups, I think a lot of childhood wounds maybe came up with this relationship, and this Ace of Cups is you kind of giving that love and tenderness to those wounds and learning to heal them and let them be a beautiful reflection of self that is just, you know, just part of self rather than something that feels like a mistake that happened or something like that. So, let's get a couple of other cards. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. And that's kind of what this Eight of Pentacles was giving me. It feels like something else or someone else is coming into your life that is worth investing into. But with this Fool in reverse, it's like there's this fear of moving into it, you know? It's only because it's new and it's fresh. And this feels like something that you know or have dealt with for a while. You deserve love. You are lovable. And I think that's something that's really big within this situation. Like, yes, you can feel that love and that growth and emotional growth for yourself, but sometimes it's hard to feel as though we are worthy or deserving of the love that comes into our lives. And sometimes it's hard for us to accept the love that people want to give to us because of those feelings. So yeah, I think learning to accept the love that is being given to us would be really helpful in this situation. Let's get a few cards from this deck, please, Spirit. Wedding rings is what I'm going to talk about first because this Four of Wands came up too. You have union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. This could have been a relationship that was supposed to be a marriage. You were maybe even supposed to get married to this person, and that did not happen. And it's scary because it feels like this was supposed to be something that was supposed to last forever, and it did not, you know? Chaser in codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issues. It feels like this connection, like no matter how much growth one person has had or emotional shifting this person has had, it is difficult for them to realize that they can live without this relationship. And again, that's these childhood issues kind of coming up. This fear of being abandoned and being left alone rather than realizing their own worth and how much love that they do deserve within all of these relationships. Take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand, gambling. Take a chance is the biggest thing, and I just thought of Take a Chance on Me from ABBA. If you change your mind, I'm the first in line. So if you like that song, or if you don't know that song, I would definitely give it a listen. I don't know, it might have a message in there for you. I think it's also kind of a little bit speaking about maybe someone else is trying to give you this love, or maybe even someone could very well be this wedding or this marriage or this person that you were supposed to actually be with. But because you're so caught up in what has been happening within this situation, you're not able to invest into this other thing just yet. So again, take that chance, that fool. Take that leap of faith, you know. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. And I think this is you. I think this is for the person that I'm reading for, or for the person who has had the emotional growth, my Empress, the person who has known for so long that they are worthy of a lot of things. But I think this relationship has been so difficult to let go of. I feel you leaving me behind, and I feel like this is coming from both parties. I feel like both parties can feel that telepathic disconnect that is beginning to happen and beginning to unfold within this relationship. And I think that's really hard, you know? Again, this is not an easy thing to let go of, but I don't think this is something that is truly actually serving you. I wish I could take back my words. Again, King of Swords. I think I talked about it earlier. We had a couple of other swords come out. This person may have just not been the best communicator about the situations they were in. I bury myself in work to forget you, and I think this is kind of more current. But I think this also may have been the reason why this relationship ended. This person was just too focused on other things and not giving enough to this relationship. We have unlikely. And to me, that feels very unlikely that this relationship will be able to work out, you know, within this time frame or within this timeline. Or maybe even, you know, forever. Remain positive. And I think that's something that has been kind of difficult with this situation, because it feels like it was such a deep connection, but I feel like much more can come of this, you know? What direction am I supposed to be facing? Not the right time. And then you also have in the near future. So I feel like with the in the near future, this feels more of like the if you left the situation. Either this person could really feel that disconnect and allow themselves to really shift and change and allow themselves to come back to the situation. But also in the near future kind of means to me that something else or someone else could be coming into this relationship and being bring something new and fresh for you. And again, not the right time. It just doesn't feel like this is the right time for whatever is happening within this relationship. Now, whether you decide you wanted to give it time and wait, like we've talked about, or not, that is truly up to you, and I can't decide those things for you. I think right now it does feel unlikely that something will come of this. But again, remain positive. You have to see this Hangman coming out. You have to allow yourself to switch the perspective on the situation so that the best thing can happen for you. Okay, group 3, I hope this was helpful. If you want to like and subscribe, I would love it if you did that. And thanks so much. Bye.